Hello everybody, it's Hex here, and today I've got something for you that I think is pretty cool. I was recently watching Mumbo Jumbo, one of my very favorite YouTubers, and he decided to make a drawbridge. And I thought, you know what, that sounds like a fun project. I'll make my own drawbridge. So this is what I have created for you. So let's flip around and check it out. Alright, so you can see before you a moat. And the moat has very scary magma blocks at the bottom. You definitely don't want to jump down there. How am I ever going to get across this thing? But what's this? A button? Let's push it. Oh, look at that, a drawbridge. So this drawbridge is actually going to go across this entire chasm, and it is 12 blocks long, and it's powered by flying machine, so of course you cannot do this on Bedrock Edition. Sorry, Bedrock Edition. Maybe they'll fix that someday for you guys, or maybe they'll fix our bugs to make it so I can't build these things. Anyway, moving on. This thing is 12 blocks long. You could make it shorter. For now, I have the input right here, but you could make an input on both sides. And a couple of great things about it. Number one, it is very compact. I think it's pretty easy to make. Well, it's not that compact, but I think it's pretty simple for how far across it goes. It does go 12 blocks across. You can put any kind of block you want in here, as long as it's a block that can be pushed by pistons. And so you can build a bridge like this. You could make it out of wood or whatever you want to do. I thought I'd make one that looks a little bit more modern, so I used some of these iron blocks and some sea lanterns, as you see. But that's basically the whole thing. Okay, you push the button again, and it's going to come right back. Here it goes. All right, look at that. Get a little lighting glitch there. Okay, anyway, a couple of disadvantages of this thing. Number one, ghost blocks. Yay, ghost blocks. Hopefully they fix that. The second thing that I kind of don't like about it is it has to have a huge hole right here in order for the flying machine to go through and in order for these to be fine. On this side, the hole's a little bit smaller. Actually, need to put that block right there. But that's the only thing that I don't like about it. Other than that, I think that it works really well. If you don't mind the hole on either side and you want to go across 12 blocks, then you can totally do it. You could also shorten it a little bit and make it like, say, 8 blocks or 10 blocks or something like that. I think that if you did less than say 6 blocks, you'd probably build a different design just because of the size of this thing. But anyway, this is pretty cool, I think. So I'm going to get on with the tutorial on how to build it. So first of all, you want to choose a spot to build it, and I chose this spot right here. So then you're going to want to take out some sort of a slab or stair. Doesn't matter what kind. This is just for decoration, and it's for also ease of getting onto the drawbridge. Then you're going to go ahead and go across to the other side, and you're going to put in 3 blocks over there. So I'm just going to come across and go 1, 2, and 3, and those are just my placeholders so that I know where the bridge is going. Okay. Next, I'm going to start right here, and I'm going to go back 20 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And there are bats flying around in the air because I already dug this out earlier and apparently it made a cave. So then you're going to go over 1, 2, and 3 from there. So it should be 4 wide and then all the way back. And then this trench that you see before you is 5 blocks deep. So it's going to be 20 by 4 by 5 deep. And it's going to start on this corner and it's going to come over to there. Okay, just like that. So once you've dug out that trench, what you're going to do is you're going to come in here and you're going to come 1 and 2 blocks down and then 3 blocks down and place a immovable block like that. I'm using obsidian for my immovable block. Okay, next right here, you're going to put a repeater on 4 ticks. Has to be on 4 ticks. Then you're going to place a block of some sort, a solid block, and then you're going to place another repeater going into that block, also on 4 ticks. Okay, then you're going to come back 1 and then make sort of a T shape like that. And you're going to place redstone on top of all of that. Then from there, you're going to place a block here and then a repeater in front of that block on 4 ticks. So 4 ticks, 4 ticks, and 4 ticks so far. And then you're going to run this all the way over here. We'll talk about that little hole in a minute. Okay. Then right here, what you're going to do is you're going to break these out. So 1, 2, 3. So these are actually underneath my steps. So you're going to have basically a 3 by 3 hole underneath the steps. And then you're going to put a block there, and a block there, and redstone on those blocks. You don't have to do that. you don't have to do the blocks underneath. You can just put it right on top, but I like to put redstone on top of a different block that I've broken. I just like to do that. Okay, next what you're going to do is you're going to find a place for your button. Okay, so my button actually went right there. So you're going to break that out and you're going to put a button right here. So let's get a button. Keep forgetting about my hotbar thing. Okay, and then place a sticky piston facing down on that block. And then you're going to put a redstone block on that piston right there. Okay, then you're going to dig this whole little rectangle thing out, and it is, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 by 1, 2, 3 tall, and it goes back 3. So 6 wide, 3 tall, and back 3. And then don't worry about this for now, this little hole right here. I'll explain that in a minute. Okay. I actually made this video earlier, and the audio is completely messed up, so I just left all the openings for the pieces. Anyway, here we go. Keep opening my inventory. What I mean to do this. Come on, Hex. All right. So right here, so we have underneath that block, and then over 1, we're going to place a block there, and then 2 more, 1 and 2 right there. Then you're going to place a repeater, and then you're going to place redstone right here and there. And then at the end of that redstone, you're going to place a block up like that. On this side of that block, you're going to place a torch. Then next to that torch, but on the ground, you're going to place a hopper, and then another hopper facing into that hopper, and then break that hopper and then face it into that hopper. So you should have 2 hoppers pointing into each other. This is a way to make a T flip-flop. So basically turning this button into a lever. So this is going to be our T flip-flop. So then we're going to take a random item and throw it into that hopper that I just broke on accident. Okay, so random item, put it in the hopper, and you'll see it goes back and forth. And then you put redstone, so shift click and put redstone on top of both of those, and then your item should be in one of these 2. Doesn't really matter which one. It's in the left one for now, so that means this circuit is going to be on when I do this, but it doesn't really matter a whole lot. Okay, so then what you're going to do is you're going to take out a comparator, and you're going to place a comparator right there. Then you're going to place a block coming out of that comparator, and then you're going to place a repeater right there. Okay, next you're going to place redstone right there, and then right here you're going to place a repeater on 4 ticks, and then one right in front of it on 3 ticks. So it doesn't matter which one's which, but it has to be a total of 4, 5, 6, 7 ticks. And then you're going to take redstone, and you're going to place redstone all the way down here like that, and this should all power now. And then you're going to take redstone, and I think I'm going to put another repeater right there. And we're going to put redstone right there. This repeater is probably not necessary, but I'm going to put it anyway. Okay, very cool. Now, when I press this button, everything should turn off. I had an issue earlier where for some reason it wasn't giving me, like the item was going back and forth twice, and it doesn't do that on that one, so I don't know what the heck the deal was. But let's just see if it's working. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so go ahead and put this repeater on 4 ticks as well, and that'll solve that problem. I don't know why this one's doing that. It's very strange. Very strange. The other one has the same number of items in it, and it's working fine. Don't know. Anyways, so all I did to fix that was this repeater's on 4 ticks. And I don't know if you saw it, but basically this thing cycled twice, so it gave me like 2 outputs, and you don't want that. Okay, next what you're going to do is you're going to take a redstone torch, and you're going to put it on the back of this right here, because this is actually the entire circuit done. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take this signal and we're going to carry it over to the other side. But let's go ahead and go over to the other side first before we carry it over. It'll make more sense to do it this way. Okay, so right here where we have our 3 stairs and our drawbridge is going to come across, we're going to break out these 3, those 3, these 3, and 3 more down here. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4 layers underneath these. And then you're going to bring that back 5 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So once again, we've got 4 tall, 5 deep, and then 3 wide like that. Okay. Next, you're going to take and you're going to put an immovable block on that block right there. Then you're going to take and put a repeater right here on 4 ticks, and this is just mirroring the other side. Actually, it's a rotation of the other side if you want to get technical. All right, then a block right there, another repeater right here on 4 ticks. These both have to be on 4 ticks, and notice I broke this block out. Very important. You don't want to block right there. Okay, and then you're going to put redstone right there, and on those 3 places right there as well. I'm putting this right on top of the sandstone because I am. All right, next you're going to go ahead and break out these blocks here, and you'll notice I have another little cavern back there. I'll explain that. And then you put a repeater there on 4 ticks. So that repeater is facing into this block, which is powering this redstone like this. Okay, then next what we're going to do is we're going to be right here, you're going to dig back 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks, and just make it too high so you can walk in there. This right here is actually going to be coming from the other side. So that is this side completely done. And then all we have to do is connect the 2 sides. So, okay, so remember that redstone torch we put back here? We're going to dig straight down from that. 1. So I already dug it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 on mine. Now, you may have to dig yours further down because our goal is to get this trench that goes underneath our the bottom of our chasm, the bottom of our moat here. So you're going to have to maybe dig it out a little bit differently as far as the height of it, okay? So I'm digging out mine like this so that it's 1 block below that. If you put lava on this level, then you're going to have to go down 2 more, obviously, because of this. So it really depends on how deep your trench is here, okay? But that's what you need to do, is dig a trench that's just tall enough for you to walk through all the way across to where you dug down here, okay? And this is also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4 down, the same number down as from over there. Okay, very good. All right, so the next thing that you're going to do is you're going to build a torch tower in here. Now I dug this out too wide. It doesn't need to be too wide, but you have to be able to get into it somehow. In survival, I suppose, no, you're going to have to dig it out too wide. Okay, so then place a block. On top of that block, you're going to place a torch. Then on top of that block, you're going to place, on top of that torch, you're going to place another block, and then another torch, and then another block, yada, 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 until you've reached this height. Once you do that, you're going to place another repeater right here on 4 ticks, and then you're going to tie this repeater to this one with redstone. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay. Now, again, you're going to have a different height of torch tower probably, unless you were able to count how deep my trench was. You might have a slightly different height. So you might be taking an output from a torch. You might be taking an output from the block itself. It doesn't really matter. You'll be able to figure it out. You just need to have a torch tower that's going up here. Okay, if you want to, you can fill in this side of it so that nothing spawns in there. And then into that torch tower, you're going to place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15 pieces of redstone, because that's the maximum length of redstone. So next you're going to need either a repeater, or you're going to need to do what I am going to probably do in a little bit. Okay, so we're going to wait on that though. Next, back to our favorite torch. Underneath that torch, we're going to build a torch tower going downwards. So I'm going to break this right here so you can see this. And then I'm going to go down 1, 2 blocks from that and put a block. Okay. On top of that block, I'm going to put redstone. So when this torch turns on, this redstone is going to activate, which is then going to turn this torch off. Not that torch. That torch. That torch off. And then you're going to do it again. So you're going to come down 1, 2, and place a block, and then you're going to place redstone on top of that block, and then you're going to place a torch on the side of that block, like that. So this is a downwards going redstone torch tower. Okay, so then right here we need to place some redstone, and we're just going to tie that all the way in here. But right here we have a little bit of an issue. Again, this span is too far, so you either need a repeater there, but on mine is currently powered. Right? This whole thing is powered. So what I like to do is keep them both powered or both not powered. I think it's just simpler that way. You actually don't have to do that. But what I'm going to do instead of a repeater is I'm going to put a block right here with a torch like that. So basically when this torch turns on, this torch will turn off, which will turn all of this off. Okay? Now again, yours may be slightly different because you may have a different height, which means that you might come out so that this is already automatically on and you don't need to worry about that or whatever. So you kind of have to figure out on yours, like whether or not you need this torch or whether or not you need just a repeater. Okay, very cool. You should be able to do that. That's some basic basic redstone wiring. Okay, next. That is all of that done. So what I want to do is I want to push this button one time just to test to make sure everything's hooked up properly. Okay, that has shut off and that is off. Okay, push it again. That turns on. All this is on. Perfect. That's what you want to do. Okay, now we can get on with making the flying machine and the actual bridge part. Before we do that, we need to do a couple of things. First of all, we need to dig out this line right here all the way along. And that's the same level as my immovable block, all the way along. Okay. You also have to break that and that, unfortunately. You're going to have to do the same thing right here. You can't have any blocks along here at all. Okay. And then right here, can't have any blocks along here either. Okay. This side already has that dug out because we're one side over just to get this redstone line right here. Okay. So once you have all that dug out, the next thing you're going to do is you're going to take out your flying machine building materials. So we need some observers. So we're going to take an observer and we're going to place an observer facing down into that repeater right there. So this repeater's on 4 ticks. There's an observer observing it. And then on this one, okay, this 4-tick repeater, observer observing it. Then we're going to place slime block, and then sticky piston pushing each slime block. So one pushing that way, one pushing back the other way. Okay, and that's your basic, what do you call it, flying machine engine. Okay, next, to build the other part of it that's actually going to push the bridge, you're going to put a sticky piston there, and then right below that sticky piston, you're going to place an observer facing into this redstone. By the way, I forgot to mention that to put a observer facing down into the redstone repeater, you have to shift click to do it. Okay, in case you didn't know that. All right, then right here we're going to click and put an observer there and an observer there, all observing this redstone line. Now you know what that redstone line's for. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and put slime on top of all of those, and then regular pistons on top of that facing this way. Okay, now we need to build our drawbridge. I did mine again out of iron blocks and some, what do you call these things? Sea lanterns. Need to get out my sea lanterns. So you're going to come back 12 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And you're going to do the same thing on this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Just like that. And then you're going to put a block there. And you're going to put a block there. Okay. Then I put some sea lanterns in the middle, so it worked out. So 1 there, and then skip 2, skip 2, skip 2, and like that. And then fill those back in with the iron blocks. You can do this out of any material you want to do. You don't have to do the lighting either. I think it's nice to have the lighting because if you leave this thing out overnight, then you won't have mobs on top of it, hopefully. But yeah, it's up to you. Okay, very cool. Next, what you're going to do is right here on this block. So if I face that way and then turn around, this one here on the left, I'm going to face an observer pointing down on that block. Then right here, I'm going to face an observer facing down on that redstone line. And next, I'm going to place a piece of slime there and a piece of slime there. Slime block, I mean. Okay, then we have our piston facing this way and our piston facing back the other way like that. And then we're going to put our piston facing this way. And then underneath this piston, we're going to put 1, 2, and 3 temporary blocks. Observers facing into those 3 temporary blocks, 1, 2, and 3. Then go ahead and break those temporary blocks. If you do it in this order, then your flying machine won't take off on you or do weird things. So you should be good. Okay. Then 1, 2, 3 slime blocks. And then you have to put a regular piston facing back towards you on top of each of those. It's a little bit difficult sometimes. You can stand right on the edge and get it. Nope. Right there. Nope. Okay. You might have to break those 2 blocks and just put them back. Sometimes pistons are annoying to place. Okay. There we go. That should be our entire bridge done. Everything should be working. Everything should be hooked up. We're going to go ahead and test it. Push the magic button. See if it works. Okay. First one's taken off. The second one's taken off, pushing the bridge across. And it should stop when it hits that immovable block over there. Very good. Okay, then if we push this button again, this side should take off, the other side should take off, pushing that block, and what happened? We have a minor problem, don't we? Didn't take off. Oh, now it takes off. Oh, now it goes. Okay. Usually when this happens, there is one minor thing. Let's see, we have a 4-tick repeater there. I think we need one more 4-tick repeater somewhere in the line. Right here, put a 4-tick repeater. Or just put one more 4-tick repeater in the line somewhere. Don't know why it didn't work. Sometimes these things can be fussy. Very fussy things. Okay, let's try it again. Push the button. There he goes. Okay, push the button again. And he's coming back. There we go. Okay. Perfect. Everything's working great. All right. Again, ghost blocks. Get rid of those. Okay, so now what you could do is you can cover up this trench right here with whatever you covered it up with. Then you can cover up the top of this. You can put any block up here, except you can't put anything like a redstone block, like a block of redstone. No good, because it'll mess up the pistons as they fire. But any other solid block that's not like redstone powered is fine. Okay, that's all covered up. The very last thing that you need to do is you need to place some sort of an immovable or not sticky like block right here and there. I decided to put some glazed terracotta. I don't know if it looks good or not, but that's what I did. Just to mark where those places are. One there and one there. You could use like a furnace, obsidian, whatever, any immovable or glazed terracotta block will work. I feel like those look like little weird rabbits, like one-eyed rabbits. Okay. One there, and then this block right here, I keep switching to my inventory. There it is. This block right here can be any solid block, and then these across here can be any solid block. I'm going to put those in just to kind of cover up our hole a little bit, but you have to have these as empty or immovables, these as empty or immovables across there, and otherwise it'll pick them up and cause problems for you. Oh, by the way, these are ghost blocks. Sorry. Okay, very good. Let's try it one more time. Make sure that we didn't put a block in any weird place. It's going over. It's going over. Very good. Seems happy. It's a happy, very happy drawbridge. There we go. And it's going back. And there it goes. Okay, so if you want to put a button on this side, all you have to do is build a similar button to over here. So you would need to put a button and then a piston and then redstone like that. And then that would go into a repeater or a redstone line. And then that redstone line needs to go back across underneath here, separate from this one. Make sure that they don't cross, and then it would go all the way back over. And then I'm going to go ahead and just break in here to show you what to connect it to. So then you can connect it to any place here, or into this block. Okay, so that one, or that one into that block. If you want to put a button on the other side to activate it from over there. Okay, well this has been Hex. I hope you liked this video. If you did like it, go ahead and leave a like, or maybe even consider subscribing. But until then, I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope everything's going great for you, and God bless.